you're in the video, J.R. Smith spitting some facts. He's spitting some jewels, and it's just one of those things, man. Like I say this a lot, and people get upset. There's a lot of people that say it. People get upset when they say it. Just for other reasons, right? It ain't even got to be about the truth. It's just for other reasons they get upset about it. And I say this all the time. And he's talking about it, man. Like, seeing people, he's sitting around with the table. He said everybody here making $100 million. All they gotta do is to put, change one of their little neighborhoods, is build a gym right there, buy the little real estate right there, and just build it up. The problem is they know in their head, man. Like, I'm gonna get into a few things about this. So one thing is, it's different when you give the charity and when you are the charity. Like when you become the charity, right? It's different because, like, anybody, and I'm not saying anybody, but if you had the money, anybody could give $1,000 to Red Cross. Anybody can give $1,000. Most people do it for taxes. Like if they have an accountant, they probably do it, half of them for taxes or whatever. Or you need to start a foundation so you can get taxes. The accountant gives them the business, right? Tells them what's going on. There ain't nothing wrong with that either. I don't find nothing wrong with that either, right? They're giving the money away. Then it goes to Red Cross, and then Red Cross got to distribute it through all their networks and all their people, and the people on the board and all these people get money, right? And then it finally boils down, probably $100 goes to what it really needs to go to. So I don't know the exact breakdown of that foundation, but of all those foundations, but that's usually how it works, right? The money doesn't just go, $1,000 goes to buying stuff for Red Cross or feed the homeless or whatever those charities or foundations you support. But it's easy to do that. And that's why these athletes, like, if you tell them, Black Lives Matter, give us $100,000, they like, all right, cool. They ain't gotta do nothing. You just step back, you like, cool, I did my job, man. I helped, right? And it make you feel good. It makes you feel good, just like when you give a homeless guy $10, right? Even though that's kind of direct hand to hand, right? Because when you give him the $10, you know what I mean? There's really nothing else you could do except buying the food and putting it in his mouth, right? That's hand to hand, like boom. There's nothing else to do. But when you give him $10 here, you give a charity here, whatever it is, you know what I mean? The money goes all over the place, and then you don't even know what happens to the money. And it's easy. It's easier for them to do that. Just give $100,000 than to go and actually do something. Or if they, sometimes, they might show their face and hand out a food plate or something like that. I get it, right? Just to show you they're doing it. But the real change is when they go out and buy real estate, right? Go out and buy a piece of property. Just like he said, J.R. Smith said it perfectly, right? They take $250, and then they go buy this little piece of land and they go build a gym on it. And now that gym is only, gym is made in the hood, right? But then they gotta support it. Then they gotta put money into it every month. Then they gotta put money into it every year, right? And it might lose money, right? Them things are gonna lose money because they don't make money, right? That's why most of the time, like counties and states and all that support those, because they don't make money, right? They need donations, but they can take donations from athletes, right? They can have athletes donate to them, but that way they got hands on of what's going on, and they done changed the part of the hood, right? They done changed the part of the hood. They done built a gym on it instead of it being some projects or some bullshit, right? Or a liquor store or whatever, whatever they think is, messing up society. And then I say that this, right? That's the easy part. What I was saying, they could just donate and then throw the money away and then write it off, and they don't have no problems. They ain't got to do no work. And that's what most people do. A lot of people do, right? Most people do that. And I think, that's why, nothing really changes in most times, for and especially, for things that people want to change. And then another thing is, in their head too, they know that some of that stuff won't help, right? Like, how long has it been going on where, people would do stuff like that, if they did, or donate to charities in the hood, and nothing changed? Because the problem is, you put that gym there, like I said, the gym gonna be there for a year, 2 years, right? Funding, they might have to buy, get the city to fund it. That's when it's gonna go really down south, right? Because now they're gonna use up it, they're gonna use it, they're gonna do, all sorts of things to the gym just so they could, keep it going or whatever, foundations, taxes, whatever they're gonna do, right? And that's the wrong place to be raising taxes in the hood. So in that neighborhood. So they know at the end too it's not gonna really do anything most of the time. And plus the around it, you ain't changed the surroundings, right? You put a gym or YMCA or whatever right in the middle of the hood, and everything else around it is, drug dealing, gang banging, right? You still gotta walk through the gang banging hoods to get to the YMCA, right? You still gotta walk through to get to whatever it is. So, and I've seen it plenty of times, man, where they redo a set of projects. They really nice, right? They made them nice, up to date, all that shit. And then they go right back to work because the people that go back in there, the mindset is all messed up, right? They're not thinking about that, right? They're not thinking, just because you change the outside of the house, right? You put lipstick on it, and now all of a sudden you think, just like all the hood neighborhoods in South Florida, right? They down the streets, the main streets, is they made it all pretty. Like when you going down certain main streets, they're all pretty. You don't see any bad shit. But behind it is the bad shit, right? That's where all the shit's going on, right? So it's like, you know what I mean? So my point is, like, the people that's from there, like, I think he was talking about Westbrook and DeMar DeRozan. They from there, right? They done been there. They kind of know what's going on, right? And even if they go back to see if they got family, they know it nothing changed. It's the same old thing, right? Just different faces, right? Younger generation doing the same thing. So they know it ain't gonna change nothing. So I see J.R. Smith to a point, and that's where you gotta start at, though, because you start there, and then you start to, expand, right? Just like they always be talking about Jay-Z, why Jay-Z don't, buy some projects, because the problem is he knows that all that's gonna do is just be a waste. It's gonna be a waste of money. What are you gonna do? Buy the project and do what? Give it out for free? He still gotta pay taxes on it. He still gotta support it. He still gotta build it. He still gotta maintain it. That's why nobody does anything like that. But people don't get that. They just see people money and they're like, oh, you can buy the block. To buy the block, that's one thing, right? You buy all the real estate. What you gonna put up? That's not gonna fix it, though. You can put up free housing, give everybody. People got free housing now. There's people that get free housing right now, and it don't change anything, right? It doesn't change the environment. It don't change the culture. It don't change nothing. It actually kind of just holds on. You know what I mean? It keeps it going, right? Because they ain't nothing. We gotta change the mindset. We gotta change the way we think about this shit. You know what I mean? And we gotta change from the inside. It's just like you can't put lipstick on a pig and not call it a pig. You gotta change the insides. You gotta change it. It can't be a pig no more. And if you get what I'm saying, you know what I mean? I'm just saying you gotta change from the in the middle, from where it's starting from. And then, you know what I mean, eventually it will change, because then people's mindsets will change, man. People will think differently. And that's why I say all the time about false prophets, about people, telling you they're gonna do this, and everybody loves to speak up when shit is happening. And I think some people do got good intentions about shit, right? Like, I'm not gonna say anybody who speaks up, like a LeBron James or Colin Kaepernick, for the most part. You know what I mean? Like, I ain't gonna say that they don't got good intentions. Maybe in their head at one time they did, and they listening to the wrong people about it, or they done in their mind formulated it the wrong way of how they gonna fix it, right? Or they not even, they just listening to whatever everybody else is saying. Because that don't fix it, man. I don't understand how they think that's gonna fix it. And that's like he said, you keep waiting on the white man, you keep waiting on the owners to do this and that. They'll do it, man. They ain't gonna do nothing, but it ain't gonna change nothing, because they gonna give their $1 billion, and then everything gonna go right back to the way it was, because the culture, we ain't changed the inside, right? So that's all I wanted to say. I think you should, I am athlete. If you want to watch the whole video with J.R. Smith, he was spending some real shit. So I appreciate it. I thought he was on point with it, man. Knowing that he was, at the time, he just selfish. Like he said, he go and throw 60 grand cash. He could have bought a little house for somebody in one of these neighborhoods if he really wanted to. But then again, you gotta maintain it. So you can't just, money is one thing. You gotta keep. You could, just like I said, they could take a horse to the water. They can't make them drink. So if I bring you to there, I bring you to the promised land, and then the promised land, you got a different mentality for the promised land, then at the end it's just gonna turn back into what you came from, if you don't get what I'm saying. So y'all check me out, Real Talk with Mo. We're gonna keep it going for 2022. Much love, much respect. See you on the next one.